If you're anything like me and you hardly find any new games to completely immerse yourself in, and you feel like that the gaming industry fell off lately, well, you're technically right. But if you dive into that flaming ocean of nuclear waste which is the gaming industry right now, you might find some hidden gems in the indie section. Because it's always the indie section that has the hidden gems. That is exactly what I did a few months ago when I first came across this cool little game called Road 96. The game starts off with a narrator asking a few questions about your personal life, with a road looming in the dark up to mountains barely visible in the night. After the game asks you those questions, it insults you. No, don't click off. This game is good. I swear. So, what is this game really about? Well, this game is about a corrupt and unfair country called Petria, ran by a corrupt, and wait for it, there's a catch, hold up, let me know if you're ready, unfair politician called Tyrek and his political party, and our main character being a regular teen trying to flee the country and start a new life in a more safer and better place. But here's another catch, because you not only control one teen, you control a whole bunch of teens. The game likes to do something I like to call Nier-esque storytelling. Why do I call it that? Because I was too lazy to look up the definition of this type of storytelling when I was making the script. It means that one point of the story, in this case the current kid's story, comes to an end when you either successfully cross or not, but you still wouldn't get the bigger picture. Like, what's gonna happen on election day? What's gonna happen to the country? Who is going to win the election? What's up about this terrorist organization everyone keeps talking about? What's the connection between all these colorful and amazing characters you get to know on the road? Great segue, nice, because that's the next part of this video. When you first get into the game, you get a short introduction in the form of a cutscene introducing you to all the characters that are going to be playing a major part of the story, including Sonya, the news reporter superstar who has been brainwashed by her network into supporting Tyrek, the really young and talented and kinda mysterious super hacker kid Alex, the anarchist criminal Stan and Mitch, who share one brain cell among each other, and I'm pretty sure they also killed someone, but I'm gonna look past it because they're kind of funny. The seemingly calm and collected police officer who's trying to fight the system from within, Fanny, huge truck driving father figure type man John, and the goth teen trying to flee the country with you, Zoe. I know what you're thinking. Stop. And lastly, the creepy taxi driver Jared, who's also a serial killer, because I'm pretty sure you cannot be one without being the other, who is trying to kill Sonya. Allegedly. As far as the gameplay goes, well, it's quite simple. You get a random kid, or you select one disappeared kid from the posters, each with a different energy bar, different amount of money, or different means of travel. Energy bar being kind of like your HP bar or your main resource system. Most of the things that you do, they will consume energy, and if you run out of energy, well, you get mugged or either assaulted by the police. If you get mugged, you just lose all your money and you can continue the run. Or if you get assaulted by the police, well, you get assaulted by the police and you die. Game is heavily story based, which means that every encounter you have, you're probably going to have a fuckload of dialogue options. And on top of those, you're gonna get new ones based on the answers you've given at the start of the game. Most of the encounters have some kind of hidden options or mini games that you have to play through, my favorite one being gambling. And after every encounter you have to find a new way to travel further. You can maybe buy a bus ticket, which costs money, but it also refills your energy bar a little. If you're lucky enough, you can find car keys and steal a car. And in my opinion, this is the best way to travel because car keys are kind of rare to come across, but it doesn't cost any energy and you can always refill your empty energy slots. Sometimes you'll have the chance to call a taxi and get picked up by our friend and serial killer taxi driver, Jared. The last options are you can either hitchhike and you may get picked up by someone or not, and if you don't have any other options to travel, you can walk. The good thing about this whole selecting your ways of travel thing is that it adds to the replayability of the game and it kind of keeps it fresh. And every run you experience different things with different people. And another good thing is that most of the ways you select have unique interactions with unique characters. Like if you travel by car, you have the chance to get pulled over by Fanny, our friendly police officer. One of the things I really like about this game is that you have 1 or 2 dialogue options with almost every character you encounter, and in almost every case they affect your run, the overall scenario, or the overall story. And not only that, but you have so many ways to affect the story, like vandalizing election posters, convincing other people to vote, or trying to argue with them and change their opinion. And you even have the chance to sabotage live TV shows, thus making Tyrek look bad on TV and affecting the elections. When you're between scenarios, you might notice a little triangle thingy on the bottom right corner, which is the character's progress bar. You can fill this bar with having different interactions with characters, and this shows their overall story progression. The more the bar fills up, the more you know each character. And at certain points you get different perks for knowing different characters, like Alex's hacking tool, which helps you hack into almost nearly anything and get more money, even get car keys easier and such. There's Sonia's Lucky Star, which ups your chances in actions that requires the good old rolling mechanic. Every round concludes at one location most of the time, the border and the road leading up to it. Road 96. That's the thing from the title. That's the name. That's like the title. The title. Laugh. Road 96 is leading up to a cave which is connected to the border, and in that cave you can leave graffitis and leave money for other teens to find and help them out, which is basically a save to put away for your future runs, because you will need a shit ton of money at the border, trust me. There are many ways you can try to cross the border, and they're all really creative and dangerous in their own ways, and if you fail, your run ends and there's no retry. I don't really want to get into all the ways you can cross the border because I don't really want to spoil it, and I kind of want to experience this game yourself. But here's something about the game that actually made me make this video. It wasn't just the interesting gameplay, cool and unique characters, and amazing writing. What made me really want to make this video was the music. The music was made by a lot of small and really talented artists such as The Toxic Avenger, Cocoon, or Robert Parker, and many more. I genuinely cannot find any words on how good the music actually is in this game. For me, it always plays a huge part in the whole experience of the game. The music sucks or if it does well. But in this game, the music encapsulates certain emotions so well that I genuinely cannot find words on how good it is. And even in between locations as you travel, when Home Call by The Toxic Avenger starts playing, you can't help but feel certain type of way that you're on the road and you don't know what's gonna happen next. Every single song that plays during the heaviest, saddest, most suspenseful parts of the game just fits so well. And honestly, hats off to all the artists. Which is good that it fits so well, because the music is actually a collectible in the game itself. You can find cassette tapes in many locations, such as in your car, or in someone else's car, or the car that you stole because you never had a car to begin with. And you can play this in car radios or at the radio at Road 96 and just sit by the lake and take in the gorgeous view. And you can just jam out to your favorite soundtracks nearly whenever you want. Now I quickly want to talk about the graphics and art style of the game. And even though, well, the graphics are not, well, outstanding, the art style itself is pretty damn good, I'm not gonna lie. And even though the animations are kinda janky, the unique art style definitely made up for it. And I quickly want to mention that I know that we are talking about an indie game and this type of stuff are usually incredibly hard to nail for even a AAA company. They did an amazing job here. Here I want to talk about the ending without really getting into the spoilers, and see, the ending is borderline perfect. Get it? Borderline? Did you get the pun? The way how every line connects and you see the consequences of not only your action but every other character's action, and how everything connects on the grand final day, the election day. How you see that everything you did had some sort of effect on the world, for the better or worse. How every character grew into a seemingly totally different person, again for the better or worse, and see these characters as who they really are, road leading up to them becoming those people. Get it? Like Road, like the game has a lot of help. But even after these praises, the game is not perfect. Some characters move way too slow during scenarios, and this might be nitpicky, but it's really annoying. And even though it has a really good replayability with all these collectibles, it can get really frustrating to play or kinda monotone if you wanna get multiple endings. And during my second playthrough, when I actually recorded the footages you've seen in this video, I ran into a lot of graphical bugs, which honestly I don't know how they happened, and they didn't happen during my first playthrough, so that could be on me, but they are in the game and they are in this review now, so fight me, I guess. Please don't, I'm really weak and fragile. I'm not gonna lie, this game hits very close to home as someone who's living currently in a shitty country and trying my hardest to leave. And the story is full of inspiring messages, like no matter how shitty today is, there's always a better tomorrow. And no matter how awful you feel, you are going to feel better at one point. The music, the storytelling, the voice acting, the characters, the art style, I really enjoyed every single part of this game despite its flaws, and it really shows that DigiXR put so much love and effort into what I can only describe as a breathtaking experience of a game.
Freedom. Nothing is more important, but there are many others in Petra still looking for it. And their journeys have only just begun.
Yeah, that's about it. Regardless of its issues, I still had a ton of fun playing this game. It was me nice. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't, and leave a comment on what should I do a review on, or what you think of bye.